Okay, that one looked like it actually went through. Nice. Feels and looks good. You guys could see that. Let's drop some music in. Alright, dope. It's a vibe. Let's put in that work.
They robbing hoods like Kevin Costner. I seen it through my Oculus. They talking about they chakras in gentrified metropolis. People's pain is profit, so my prayers where the cobbler is. Crack the code, follow with a Solomon. They fighting over dominance, that providence is Solomon. I'm rhyming about that shit. My pops told me not to gossip. And the opposite of popping till I hit them with that dropping. Like bodies from them officers, they put kids in them coffins. Cigs got me coughing off and lost up in my problems. But maybe I'm ungrateful. I'm not thinking about my options, not the diamonds, not the profit. I say feast to feast, Muhammad. I'm rhyming with that time and finding lines designed to promise. I'ma go hard. Hey yo, don't call me bro. I don't know y'all. Hey yo, gotta keep it moving, get your roll on. Hey yo, 12 inches, I'ma get the whole yard. Oh God. This ain't music for the masses. This is music with the.
What's good, everybody? How you guys doing? We're back on the PlayStation controller from hell. I think what are we doing? Day 3, I think. And still refining the front here. So I knew it was going to be a little challenging around the buttons. I just didn't know how tough it was going to be until we did it. So, and now I see, yeah, it's not easy, that's for sure. Slowly, we'll get there. Filling in lines here from the star, just kind of imagining where it's at. I forgot how challenging it was to paint on plastic, man. Hand painting, you gotta be very careful with it. Superman level, what's good, man? Got your 6 in the building. New York in the building. Armani, you cutting your hair, Armani? It's been about 3 days, bro. 3 days is the time limit, right? It's like a 5 o'clock shadow kind of a thing. Don't look clean no more. How's everybody doing out there? You guys good? You guys working on anything? Or relaxing? I caught a little bit of sleep and back on this grind right here, guys. Trying to get to that 80% kind of a feel where I can really see what the controller looks like. It's getting there. It's just, this is a very detailed part of the controller. Really don't want to mess up on the hand painting portion. So all the things that Stencil missed or messed up with overspray, I'm fixing all those little spots now. Trying to figure out what's missing, what's not. So I can see like a GG and the star next to it, GG and a star. So that means there's got to be a G like right around here somewhere. But as I'm doing it, I want to really be accurate on that G. Like I don't want to mess up. So really got to concentrate and focus on where you think that G would be at. Somewhere around there. Close enough. And then right next to that is usually the dots. There's two dots around them. So we got one there, one down over here. And I remember when I was doing the LV Supreme Jordan 4s, man, those were very similar to this, but at least that was leather, so it was easier to paint and blend stuff in. Here, plastic doesn't give. You're not bail shamming us, are you? What does that exactly mean, bro? You're not bald shaming us. Oh, nah, man. You know what? Bald shaming is not necessary here, bro. We're all good over here, man. Heck, I'm heading towards bald too. That's funny. There we go. Watching Harry Potter with my girlfriend and the stream as well. How you guys multitask like that? You got Armani, how old are you again? You're younger, right? Y'all have like 17 devices in front of you, and you guys will be watching and interacting with all of them at the same time, man. It's crazy. Alright, so let me give you guys a quick close-up. Let me show you guys where I'm at. So I found something out that I forgot about this blue. So I wanted to show you guys that. You guys seen the corners here. I try to clean it up. And when you're cleaning it up with an actual brush, it leaves the brush strokes behind, man. It gets darker and you can kind of see it. So I'm gonna have to fix small things like that. Usually now what I would do is I would take an airbrush. I think I still have it in here. Yeah, I do. So I took some blue and I actually tried to airbrush in the design, because there's spots in here that, for example, let's see, I think I had one over here somewhere. Where was it? You guys see that? This is a star, but there's like a streak that's going through the star, and that needs to be blue for sure. So let me see if I could try to do this in front of you guys. Sometimes this works out great and then sometimes it doesn't, so if it doesn't, guys, I apologize, but it's meant to teach you guys how to blend in little mistakes. but at the same time I gotta hold it. Okay, right here. So that's just blending in spots without using a brush. Sometimes what will happen is I'll get overspray on the orange part, which is pretty typical, and then I'll just go back in and I'll paint the orange part in afterwards. But really what I want to try to do here is I want to try to knock out any fuzzy or blurry sections on the base first, the blue. You want to get the blue to be as clean as possible before you start jumping into the orange and really refining everything. Okay, guys. So, and again, I'm doing the airbrush because I forgot that when I use a paintbrush on this blue, it will leave those brush stroke marks, and they'll be darker, so you'll see them. And what happens then is you have this tendency of like, oh man, I could see it. How do I get rid of it? Maybe if I paint over it again. And then you just keep painting layer after layer after layer, and it gets worse. So, you know, certain colors that I've used with Angelus, they have a tendency to do that. I didn't know that blue was one of them, you know. Purple as well. Sometimes purple will start to get dark purple very quick, and then all of a sudden now you look like you have like a black shoe or a black controller because the purple has gotten so dark. So just kind of a word to the wise. You want to test out and work with colors and gain experience from them as you go along. I really wish I could have just used a paintbrush and just colored in all the spots that I needed to, but you know, it is what it is. This is more of a learning experience for me. And so now that I've got kind of that front end done, I've got to finish. You guys can see I've got a little bit here to finish, a star here, a star here. So we got to put that down, and then I've got to start to do this section as well. I messed up on that little guy here, so I might just go back in and clean it up later on, or maybe I might do it, you know, along the way. But definitely got to make sure that, again, you guys can see it's gotten a little bit darker here. We'll see when we overlay the orange on top of it. Will it look obvious? Will it not? If it does, I might have to redo this whole little section here. But anyways, that's small stuff, you know what I mean? Anyways, guys, let me take a quick look at the Bald Shaming 2021. You're funny, Armani. Nah, man. You guys are all good folks, man. Luke F, what's good, man? How you doing? Webb's Custom Kicks in the building. Patreon family, what's good? Superman Lover, what's good, man? Everything good? Okay, Armani, I didn't know you're 31. And you know what? I shouldn't have just assumed that because you're watching Harry Potter that you're younger, man. Everybody could love Harry Potter, right? The Dye Lab's in the building. What's good, Dye Lab? How's life, man? We're back on. I got a little bit more energy. I had a cup of coffee before I jumped on, so at least it'll get me through the stream hopefully today. By the way, guys, if you are wondering why am I just commenting on random people that you don't see in the comments, it's because we are streaming on 3 different platforms right now. Today we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. So if for some reason you don't see a comment and you're like, why is this guy shouting out Luke F? It's because Luke F right now is on YouTube and you might be on Twitch, so you might not see that comment. All right, so I keep forgetting to mention that I'm on 3 different streams, so I probably sound kind of crazy to some of you guys. But yes, there's other people, they're commenting. I've just got them all in one chat group, otherwise it would be really intense to be checking 3 different chats and streaming and customizing this at the same time. But anyhow, let's jump back into this little controller here. I'm feeling a little bit more confident in myself, and I feel a little bit more focused today. I think it was a much needed nap that I needed. This time around I'm going to really be careful when I'm weeding these stars out. I've now learned how essential these little spots are, because otherwise I'm going to have to airbrush little spots in, and that becomes really difficult too. So this will be real intricate when we pick out all these stencils here. So what is it? It's hump day, right? Wednesday? What project is everybody working on? Let me know. I know we got some people finishing up different customs. I think Webb's Customs was working on an autism pair. What else we got out there? Armani's out there on Harry Potter right now. Probably thinking about a Harry Potter custom. And if you're just a sneakerhead watching, that's all good too, man. That's what this is all about. Just a place where all the sneakerheads could join, hang out, chit chat. If y'all want to learn how to customize, great. If y'all just want to kick it, that's great too. Now y'all see your boy got really specific with the stencils. Now we're not trying to salvage nothing, because that blue is a pain in the butt to fix. So we got to get this to be a little accurate now. Man, I hate when I can't tell which side is sticky. Sometimes that happens. Alright, I'm just going to go with this side. Ah! Don't pop away, dude. We need you. There we go. Need your help, bro. Just chill right here. Alright. Cool. And I got one more star here. Yeah, this print is not easy to weed out, I'll tell you that. Especially because it's not symmetrical. It's a bunch of messy stars and print, so you just kind of gotta rummage through and make sure you get everything right. The other way I do it, sometimes I'll cut out two of the same stencil. So if I'm missing a piece on here, I could just go to the other piece and pick it off and put it down on there. So that's just another shortcut. But yeah, I think if you guys caught the stream earlier, you saw me doing this weeding for the front section here. And I did the same mess up, I think, last time too. Let's see. We're supposed to actually put this down, see? So great job. 2 for 2 on messing up on that. And I should really be cutting this out, so let's do that real quick. Otherwise I'm going to sit here and weed this all day and not even use it. Again, I like to just guesstimate it. It doesn't need to be perfect, but for the sake of accuracy and teaching you guys correctly, I would probably put this about right here, and then I'd flip it over, and you can kind of see what parts we're not going to use here, right? And usually what I'll do is I'll keep a little bit excess here on the top, and I do that because it'll wrap probably up to here. So you don't want to cut too much, you don't want to trim too much. It's always better to trim less, be reserved, and just use what you need. So now we're probably going to see here, and it's not all bad. Obviously I weeded this out, but now I could probably use this star, you know, for example here, and then another one over here, so we could fill in. So leave those spots for filling in. We're going to just keep going here now. And again, guys, sorry if I'm not looking at the comments like specifically, because, you know, I just want to knock this part out. I'm sure nobody wants to see me weeding for like 50 minutes. It's kind of boring. But I do want you guys to recognize, especially if you're like not into customizing, the intricacy that it takes to get this print correct. Alright, so Dark days, man. That's not good. Got your six. You okay? Man, we streaming today, Superman. Exactly, bro. I did that morning session today, just because some of the followers were saying like, "Hey, man, I can't catch you in the PM like the time we're doing right now." So they had asked me, is there a way we could stream at a different time? Some of the Patreon members as well. And we've got Patreon members from like all over the world. It's crazy. I'm really appreciative of that. Like, I can't believe that I'm reaching out to people like across the actual globe. That's nuts. And people are so respectful when they speak. It's really, y'all really keep me going, man, when I read these kind of comments. But yeah, man, that's why I wanted to stream for them. The other day, like for example, Legacy Customs, he asked to do a tutorial on just, how do we paint, like the standard basics of painting. So he was having issues with paint cracking. So try to do something like that, where we can kind of get that down together. Then after that, Webb's Custom Kicks, we were talking about doing heat transfer vinyl, right? So anything you guys like are having some difficulties doing, just shout it out here so I know what you guys are having challenges on. I've been through a lot of different experiences, customizing. But I'll tell you, one of the best experiences I've had so far is streaming with you guys, because a lot of you guys give so much insight that like I didn't think about doing a custom this way or another way. And then you guys will throw something out there. I know Jackson was on here the other day talking about he uses Windex for airbrush cleaner. That was a new one for me. So that's cool, man. I really like the fact that we get to, kind of talk out different problems we have. Everybody's got different questions about different customs. Everybody's working on something different. So it's cool to see that we can all get together, at least on this platform, and hang out and chill, right? Alright, what do you guys think? I'm almost like 50% there here. 50%. I really should just be doing this in like an order. And what I mean by that is like, for example, starting from the top. Starting from the top here and just being organized. Let me do that so y'all could see how it should be done. I'll just run through the whole top end first. That way you don't miss any. There's a lot of little dots and stars and shapes, all kinds of crazy stuff. So we got to make sure that before we lay this one out, everything is appropriately picked off. Some of the stencils are so small here that I've got to use a razor blade to pick them off. Come on, get off. So like this one right here. That's how you know you're working with really small, tiny stencils, when you gotta like use an X-Acto to peel it off and use your fingernail to just get them positioned correctly again. There we go. Sorry guys, I know I asked you what you guys are working on, and I'm sure everybody started throwing stuff out there. So working on the autisms. I have to work on Disney customs on Vans, but that's for tomorrow. Oh, that's nice, man. I like that. Lunatic, that sounds dope. Oh, Gotcha 6 just got some Gucci-zima. Oof. I can't wait to see what you come up with on that, man. I've been contemplating. I've got a Gucci bag that's sitting here, and I don't know if I should cut it up. Should I paint it? There's so many kind of thoughts lingering in my head. Should I leave it alone? Do I have time to work on it? I'm so overwhelmed right now with work. But yeah, that's really cool that you got some Gucci, man. It kind of feels good, right? Like you're starting with one kind of material and you're leveling up to stuff that's like pristine, luxurious. Says something about your confidence level too, right? Oh, I don't mind getting authentic LV and cutting it up. That's not the whole point, you know? The whole point is you want to get better as an artist. But don't just go out and get that LV or Gucci, man. Y'all gotta practice. So I've messed up many pairs of shoes just practicing on beaters, and that's the way to go, you know. Even when you're coming into I know we've been talking about sewing on Patreon. I mean, sewing is not an easy skill to just acquire. You need to practice, and you know, I've practiced on several shoes on the patcher. Now I've been doing more of the post bed stuff, but you know, if you don't use it, you lose it too. So like after I'm done with this, I'm gonna start jumping back onto, I think I told you guys, making a wallet out of elephant print. So I want to show you guys how to do that, but the thing is that the sewing machine is in a completely different section of the studio, and I'm not sure if we could be able to set this camera up over there. So if not, then we'll probably do it on Patreon, and so you guys could check it out. I mean, the Patreon members have been getting all access to all this stuff anyways. Alright, come on, dude. There we go. No shortcuts to kind of weeding, you know? It's just part of the process. And as you get better, you'll go faster, you know what I mean? Alright, let me just take a quick break here. Middle Tennessee Patreon member, let's go! Webb's Custom Kicks in the building. Patreon family. Lunatic in the building. Patreon family. Shout out to y'all, man. Freeman Lewis. Guessing you use scratch resistant sealer once it's done. Ding, ding, ding. That's correct, man. We were kind of going over the gloss sealer versus, where's the other one at? I got a matte here. Yeah, matte versus gloss. I think I'm going to go with the matte, just to make sure that, you know, once it's all sealed, you don't have all these fingerprints on it when it's glossy. So I think I'm going to go with the matte finish. But yeah, you guessed that right, Freeman. Use Windex as well. You do too? Man, everybody's keeping that Windex secret away from me, man. Windshield washer fluid I use. Yeah, I think you told me that before. Got your 6. I think very similar, right? Oh, but it has a little lubricant in it. Very cool. I did not know that. And I think you can get that from like Pep Boys for hella cheap too, right? The windshield washing fluid. It comes in a big old, like a jug. And I think it's not that expensive too. And no matter how hard I try on some of these, they're just so small. I gotta try to just salvage as many pieces as I can. It's crazy, you gotta pick it off with an X-Acto to put it back down in place. But the more of these I get on the actual stencil and put them down, the better for me, you know what I mean? Because it should airbrush it pretty clean when it's done. But yeah, this can be a real pain. This little putting pieces back together. The good thing is the stencil cuts out the mark on this white transfer, so you can see exactly where to place them, because it cuts that out as well, the actual shape on there. Just gotta have enough light bouncing off of it. You'll see it. Oh man, okay. Lucked out. Just enough. Alright guys, I'm almost there, dude. Harry Potter is almost over. Funny. You know, I haven't seen Harry Potter yet, but we went to Universal Studios and we ended up seeing the actual like Harry Potter castle that they have in there. Man, that thing was incredible. I couldn't believe how realistic and how huge it looked from far away. Not sure if you've ever been a Universal lunatic, but yeah, it's pretty dope, man. All right, gotcha 6, man. Thank you for tuning in for the little bit, man. Appreciate you as always. I'll tell you one thing. I can't wait till this controller is done. I got some really big projects that I can't wait to start working on, but can't talk about those until we get this done. Got another small one here. I need to take this little piece off. I mean, this is probably as intricate as you're really going to get when it comes to stencils. This is a really small print. I could have certainly made the print bigger. You know, if I had made it bigger, then, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know how many of the GGs would have shown. Important point that it stuck out, because the person who these are for, he likes Gucci. So, you know, I just gotta make sure I'm happy with the design, and the client is happy when he gets it as a present. Oh man, almost done, dude. Alright. At Feel Good Threads, was watching YouTube earlier, seen a video how to take a controller apart. I'm gonna try and paint mine maybe next week. Dude, to be honest with you, man, I was talking to Speed Infusion about that. I think it might be the better way to go, is to take the controller apart, because, man, this is very tedious to take everything apart, to tape off all the sections you don't want paint on it, you know. But for me, I had to learn it, I guess, the hard way, and it's nice that we can all learn it together. The problem for me is, man, I really suck at electronics when it comes to putting them together and all that stuff. So I didn't want to try to take the controller apart and then paint it, everything looks great, and then all of a sudden now I don't know how to put it back together, or I put it back together and then it doesn't work. That would be even worse. You know, I'm sure there's a way to, you know, we'd be able to get it fixed, but I definitely don't want to put the customer through that hassle either. I'm just grabbing like little bits, whatever I got, and just looking for spots here that I could kind of fill in. Having even just a little spot to fill in is better than leaving it blank. So alright, I think we're pretty much done here, guys. Which means I'm trying to get that transfer tape out and then start actually putting this on the controller. As I'm saying that, I'm also thinking maybe we should put a little bit of cleaner in the airbrush and start to get that cleaned up at the same time, because right now I've got blue in there. Oh, my Greg stuff came in too, so I've got to check that. start using all my airbrushes again. Thank God, I needed that. Let's see, just checking the stars real quick. Let's see, the GG should have a couple of dots around them. This one doesn't. Let's get that one. Stars, missed another one here. What else we got? We got a couple missing here. Really easy to miss these stars, guys. Not stars, these little dots. I've got a lot of light bouncing off of this black vinyl, so it's a little hard to see. I think we're good. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I'm missing a dot or two there. Oh, that's dope, man. You guys are watching the whole movie set? That's incredible, man. Good way to spend some quality time, right? Yo, GT Chong, what's good, man? How you living, Graham? You just get on? I think I told you guys my son broke my airbrush. I mean, my airbrush cleaner bottle there. Always fun times when you got a 3-year-old around. Let me just take out the majority of this paint here. Right. Airbrush cleaner. The airbrush cleaner really feels a lot like Windex as well. It definitely has like a soapy vibe to it. Webb's Custom Kicks asks if anybody has done optical illusion art. That's a great question, man. It's a really cool and challenging kind of art to do as well. Optical illusions. You've got to be pretty knowledgeable about what colors go next to each other, how patterns look, all kinds of stuff. Just Win Customs is probably one of the best optical illusion artists that I know. That dude he's a beast. And it looks like he does it hand painted too, which is even crazier. Yeah, Graham, I was on at 6 in the morning, bro. I think this is day 3 that I've been working on that. Is that what the title I believe says, Joey? I think this is our 3rd day, but I haven't been working on it like 8 hours a day. We've just been basically doing streaming, and after I'm done streaming with you guys, that's when I'll just, I'll jump in and I'll continue to color or clean up or do whatever I got to do. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say 3 days in. I would say if I were to judge where I was at right now, I would say almost a full 8-hour day is where we're at with that. That controller was white, by the way. So we had to paint the controller white to blue. We had to wait for that paint job to dry, and then we continued the next day with laying out this stencil here. And we're going to show you exactly what we did with the front right now, because we have to do the back. So yeah, that's where we're at. I have practice on paper. Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. Practicing on paper for optical illusion, man. Anything that you can do where you don't have to salvage a shoe, Webs, is a great way to practice the art first, right? If you can get it done on paper, you'll be a little bit more confident when you get on the shoe. And then Graham said I'm crazy. Yes, sir, I'm definitely crazy, dog. I'm not even going to argue with you on that, but I got to get this controller done, dude. This was due last week, and I don't like to be late. but I had some family issues this last week, so I had to we had to handle family business. But now I have to make sure I make up for it, right? I'm sure you guys have been there, right? You're late on a design. I think Webb said the other day that he was so late on one that he was going to just do the custom for free. But then the customer was a nightmare. Remember that one? Or I think you were hooking him up or something. And you said I'm not going to charge you as much, but I'll work on it on my time. And working on it on your time now ends up being, when's the custom going to be done? And you're getting stressed from a customer that you thought you were doing a favor for him, and now all of a sudden your favor is like an actual customer barking at you, which kind of sucks. All right, this has happened to me a lot, so I just want to show you guys what happened is that the nozzle got stuck inside the nozzle cap. And I was always confused, like, how do I get this guy out? Now I just realized, just take the back end of that needle, I put it in, and I just kind of wiggle it, and it should generally just loosen that up. See, it'll come out. And so let me go ahead and put that in some acetone, because we're going to go ahead and shoot white next. We got to make sure this airbrush is completely cleaned out. Where was acetone at? Bread night. Feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you? Outkast, one of my favorite rappers, man. And that's a great line. That line is classic, yo. Oh, it was those autism customs that you're having that trouble with the customer. Man, that sucks. Especially because it's like, I like to see autism customs. They're very colorful and they've got a good meaning behind them. It sucks that you have a customer who's not so easy to deal with sometimes. But I mean, how many of you guys have had who is your most difficult customer that you guys have had? I'd love to hear any of your guys' stories. Have you had a customer where you're just like, man, I wish I never took this person on? I'm sure you guys have had somebody like that before. Somebody who's picky, or somebody who's like, yo, I want to see progress shots every 30 minutes to make sure that I still like the way you're doing the custom. Oh man, those customers, right? Alright guys, I think that we're good with this now. Let me grab my nozzle. Where did my nozzle go? I know. Oh, here you go. Sorry. I always tend to lose these little pieces, so it's probably because everything's so cluttered around here. Tighten it up. Let's feel it out. Spraying nice. Grab that needle and let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. So we're going to jump on white now. Now, I'm not going to jump on the white right away. We got to mask some things off, namely all of the artwork in the front. We're going to have to mask that off. So got to be real careful how we do that, right? The last thing we want is for all of our artwork to get overspray on the front. So, you know, a big thing just to kind of be cautious about, right? And let's put this over here. I'm going to have to grab some transfer tape. Let me make a little bit of room for myself. I always feel claustrophobic. I think I told you guys that last stream. Just because there's too much stuff and not enough space. So, alright y'all. Graham, you're funny, man. At least you're doing restorations for somebody who deserves it, right? That's good, man. I mean, that's part of doing this is getting your own custom kicks and your restorations done. So it's definitely a plus, and you get it for free, even better. All right, so let's grab some transfer tape. Where are we at with this transfer tape? This is probably going to be too small. kinda. How about that one? Oh, this is the old one. Where did that go? I think I cut that one in 3, right? So that's gone. All right, let's work with this. We can work with this. Let's see. Yeah, that's how I started, man. I started doing customs because I wanted to make my own customs, and that ended real quick. If I could sneak in one custom every year, I'm happy. At least a custom in. Alright, so got this one here. Now see, I just kind of double layered that, so then they attach together. Let me move this over so y'all can see a little bit better. I know it's a little bit of light there that's bouncing on it, right? Alright. Alright, y'all, so let me hopefully peel this off in one pretty solid piece. If not, I gotta, again, just press down on these little pieces and pick them up as we go. So, the last time we did this, it picked up pretty easily. And if it didn't, I'm just going back in and just pressing it, see? So we place it back in the right spot. Cool, that's coming off nice. I like that. Very minimal struggle is a great thing. Especially because when you place it down, hopefully it'll stick onto the controller nice too. Alright, almost there. Let's go, champ. There we are. Don't lose that place. Let's start right there. This is my last piece. There we go. Dope. So we got the majority of it off. I see a little white spot here. Where'd that guy go? See this little white spot here? It looks like it's the actual backing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to peel it off or not. Got it. Dope. Okay, and now, before I jump on putting on onto the controller, I'm going to actually cut any excess. We got this excess right here. No need to have any excess. We want to have this be able to flex as much as possible. There we go. Take this guy off. Don't need you. Cool. So that looks good. This is what the stencil looks like when we apply it. We're going to drop that down here. And before I drop it down, I like to make sure we're gauging. You'll see the GGs kind of land perfect there. These two right here. I'll see that. So I haven't pressed anything down yet. But I'm just trying to get an idea of how that's going to look. So if I press it down, the GGs will be right there. I got a GG right up here. But it looks like I need to have 2 GGs up here. So I might need to go up just a little bit on it. And let's see if we could lay them out like that. See? That looks like it would lay out a little bit nicer. So I'm going to do that. It continues the pattern correctly. So because I know that there's a little curve here, let's go ahead and first things first, let's measure this out accurately before we cut. I feel like this is going to go GG's right about there, here and here. So I got the 2 GGs there, and then I could see that this is hitting. It's part of one of the buttons. We don't need it. So what we're going to do is just kind of cut it out. See that? Now it gives you a little bit more room for this to lay out. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. sorry guys, the angle I'm at here. Trying to do my best to get you guys a good view. Good. So now I feel this is laying down okay. You can start pressing down that center. I'll feel that center, just lay it down, lay it clean. Now we're getting to the spots that we want to get into. Alright, so let's go ahead and trim that little piece out. When we do that, the side should start to lay a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner. Might have cut that a little too hard. Let's see. No, I lucked out. I lucked out. See that? Kind of fell where it should. So let's go ahead and tear this little piece off. We don't need it. There we go. Hold on to these little pieces. You never know. You might need it for a touch-up somewhere. And we're going to do the same thing here. Again, I'm just guesstimating. But I could say, like, comfortably. See that? The controller's about there. Cool. And now, again, it's still not laying down all the way. Because it's not laying down all the way, sometimes what I'll do is I'll look to cut, like make an incision the other way, and see if we can get this to spread out a little bit. There's a lot of curves and grooves right there, which is kind of difficult to work with, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and first, I'm going to place this down. I'm going to take a quick seat, and let's see what we can do here, y'all. Oh, man. Oh, let me see your guys' your son, Superman lover, said my son. That's your most difficult customer? Well, I've got a daughter that might actually beat your son out, man. Lunatic said I gave this guy a price when I was first started out. About 2 years later, he hits me up asking if I could do a custom. I said yeah, because he was a buddy. Once I was done, he hit me with the but you said you would do them at this price. I was like, really? That was 2 years? Oh man. Yeah, you know that kind of sucks. Yeah, I realize now before I work with anybody on anything, we got to get that price established, Lunatic. So, I mean, it was your friend, so it's kind of even more difficult. It's more of a awkward kind of a situation, right? But yeah, I feel you, man. That's a pretty nightmarish kind of a situation. Yeah, see, Superman lover said it's tough too. Sylvia Rodriguez, you asked me what I'm doing. I'm making a Gucci print, and we're putting it here on the back of the controller. So I'm just kind of teaching these guys what we did with the front end. We're going to replicate it with the back. The person wanted a New York Knicks kind of a color theme, which is blue and orange. So that's why we're doing blue and orange. Hopefully that was what you were asking, Sylvia. And now what I'm going to do is peel off this transfer tape, or at least try to peel it off. When I peeled off the front, it came off pretty easy. So what I'm going to try to do is do the same thing on this end. And as I push down the actual vinyl here, I'm hoping that the stencil will conform to the controller too at the same time. Sometimes the vinyl will stretch a little bit, so we won't know that until we try it though, right? Let's see. And I'll tell you one thing, this is not a beginner's tutorial on stencil. This can get a little stressful. So you want to really practice more on the basic stencils than starting with this kind of stuff, y'all. Alright, so we got the top kind of grazed out. You'll see that I go back a lot. If I go back, it's because I see like a little stencil piece that I may have missed, and I really want to get as many pieces down as possible. See, so as I'm going down with my left thumb, I'm just checking to see, did any piece accidentally go up? Did it come up? If it did, I'm just placing it back down. And yeah, like I said, guys, this part is not easy. It does take a little bit of practice. But you can do it, you just got to practice on it. Alright, so now I'm going to tear the transfer tape just a little bit, because I could see that this part is, I'm managing this part pretty well. If I try to do the whole thing all at the same time, it might be difficult. I might lose a lot of pieces, and you know, to be honest with you guys, I'm not trying to lose pieces, especially when you work this hard to weed all this out. The last thing you want to do is lose pieces here. So as I go through, y'all could see that I kind of broke apart the transfer tape. I actually kind of lucked out on that, because it just lets me work on a little part at a time. That's important, you know, like sometimes you need to break these things down into smaller sections. It won't be as overwhelming for you. Because even this right here, you know, you can get it stuck somewhere and it, you know, mess up the whole print. It happens. That's why you just gotta get that practice in, you know. Alright. You'll see how all this little contour section is like a nightmare, dude. Alright, let's see if I could break the rest down. I already knew that working on this back end was not going to be easy. Let's see. So we've got that section taken down. Let's see if we can maybe build this back up. Sky High was good, man. How's life? Sorry guys if I'm missing the chat here. Y'all could see. I don't even need to explain why I'm missing the chat here. This is challenging in itself. There we go. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of progress going up this way. Let's go. Oh, might actually be a good thing that I did this in 2 little layers. Check that out, because now I could peel this first layer off, and let's see if it'll just kind of attach at the same time. Let's see. How many of you guys have worked on stencils that like are just frustrating as hell? I couldn't be the only one working on a nightmare stencil right now. I'm sure you guys have had your share of how the hell is this going to come off, and why the hell, how did I get myself in this situation? That's sometimes how I feel. The good thing is I haven't messed up, at least in my opinion, too many projects. Most of them have been pretty successful. Alright, dope. So I'm getting this off. Whew. This is great news, man. At least I had a little bit of help since this part is coming off. Then I spoke too soon. I got this vinyl on top of itself. Alright, good job. This is like the Mission Impossible stencil, man. Alright, let's keep going. I use an X-Acto because right here, guys, I need something that'll just kind of pick off the vinyl pieces and hold it, and that way I can just run through it real quick. So far so good. I mean, we're getting there. It's just I think that the vinyl isn't sticking so great on the controller, and again, not a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's when we get to pick this all up. then at least it won't be all over the controller. Missed a couple there. So this is what happened last time, is as I was taking off the vinyl, little triangles were falling off, and it was like, alright, you sacrificing these little triangles and you put them back later, or you're gonna sit here and try to put every single triangle back together. So it's like eventually you got to make a decision of, you know, I got to get this transfer tape off. So I took it off. I know these two guys right here are from here. So let's see if maybe I can place them back. What was that, like right here? I feel like it was like right here and there. Let's see if I can place them back real quick. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen like that. So let me just take that off right now. Whew. Man, this was fun. Check this guy out. He's all messed up. So I gotta fix that. And I could see which way he went. He went this way on accident. So no, that might not be salvageable. So if it's not going to be salvageable, let's cut it out. And we'll put another G there. Okay, what else we got here? Let's knock this section out here. Okay, I'm going to get this transfer tape off. That's me trying to sound confident. It's coming off. I don't know if it's coming off. 50% chance it's going to come off. I got it. Let's go. So I could already see that I've left a lot of the sides still pending to do. This is going to be another go around no matter what I do. Again, triangles that I could peel off. I see them. I'm going to try to get them peeled off and locked into place. Alright, I think I got it, right? Are we good, guys? I think we're good. Just got to carefully pull this last section off here. I see some flaws, some pieces that need to be moved. But I think in general, I got this design pretty close to down. Oh boy. Not good, guys. I'm trying here, but there's a lot of pieces and things are starting to get really jumbled up. Oh. I definitely don't want it to look ugly, so let's figure this out. Alright, so let's start off with trying to take off this vinyl here, or the transfer tape. I want to pull it off without pulling everything off. So let's see if we can maybe cut some of this stuff off. Oh, I don't want to cut that. Dang. Jeez, this is like a mess, dude. This is a mess. So it's over here that I need to peel off. When transfer tape goes wrong. Chronicle 1. Sheesh. We out here looking messy. That was a mess and a half, y'all. Whew! Jeez. That was, well, that's a lot of G's, that's for sure. So let's get, we got to get to fixing. There was a lot of errors here. This whole little section here needs to be cut. And I've got to reshape all of the little stencils here in those sections. Otherwise it's going to be toppled on top of each other and it's not going to look right. So let's go ahead and try to reposition stuff where it should be at. Certainly not the best stencil job I've done, that's for damn sure. But it happens, you know, it's like working with contoured areas is difficult. There it is. Working with stencils can be difficult. It's all part of how well you maintain patience and, you know, how you maintain your composure here. Because that was not, you know, this was not an easy feat, that's for dang sure. And we're not even to the point where we've painted it yet. That's the crazy part. We still got to paint it. Oh man, that was let me take a quick breather here. There's an app tape that is called Conform or something like that. I use it's more like paper than plastic and seems easier for me for non-flat surfaces. Hey Paul D, thank you so much, man. That's a great recommendation. Plus I kind of tear between the design as I go if needed, if that makes any sense. I know you got your method and absolutely kill it. No, that's again, man, I really appreciate you sharing. A lot of these guys, man, they share their methods with me, and you know, sometimes my method isn't the best method. It's just what I do. So, you know, I'm really happy that you guys are always putting in your 2 cents in too, because I learn from you guys. So don't ever say that, you know, you're apologizing for anything, hey Paul. That's really a great idea. Do you get that from Amazon, or like where do you get that from? Flight School, what's good, man? What's up with my Patreon family today, man? You guys are live today. We got a lot of people in here. We got Graham, we got Flight School, we got Webb's Custom Kicks. Who else we got in here? Superman, are you're oh, Sky High, we got Sky High. I know he said GT Chong. Who else we got that's Patreon family? Superman? We had some more folks on here earlier. Just want to shout you guys out, man. Thanks for watching. I know I just went through. Y'all ever went through a struggle before? I just went through a struggle right now, yo. That was not intended to be that difficult, man. But it got a little difficult there for me. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Part of customizing, man, is having stressful moments like that and trying to figure it out, you know? It's part of the deal. Got to figure it out. Can't tell your customer like, yo, I didn't deliver your product correctly. We got a lot of triangles to fill in, guys. Let me jump in the triangles real quick. Superman love it. You just need to go to patreon.com/feelgoodthreads. There's a lot of the Patreon members will tell you guys. I think that they're benefiting quite a bit from it. But I'll let them speak, man. I think you know, that's my family right there. Let's see here. This part's always crazy to me, man. I got to figure out like which sections need triangles, and I'm just kind of picking and choosing whatever I think looks kind of good. I think this is a G here. This should probably slightly higher there. Man, I got my hand shaking over here. Man, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done the positive side. You know, it's funny is after all these years of using stencils, I still think I can improve. Certainly can be an opportunity for me to improve on stencils. But they help out so much, man. I really like the fact we can use this for some form of art. Hey, we got an order. Let's go. So this part is the tedious section of customizing, is going through and finding all these little pieces that didn't come off the transfer tape, and we're putting them back in. We're going to adjust them, make sure they're in the right spots, and then we're going to start painting. So we're really close to that. Really, really close. Let me just get these little bad boys put in, and then we'll start mixing some paint. Speaking of paint, let's see how this guy is feeling today. Cool. Well, that looks like it's coming out pretty nice. Yo, Sky High, man, I appreciate the kind words, man. Sky High will tell you, bro, he's been a Patreon member for quite some time. Yo, we're at 38 members, guys. We are going to do another giveaway. I think I already spoke to you guys about the giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway for an airbrush at 50 followers. So, man, we're like right around the corner for that. If you guys are interested in joining the giveaway, it's on patreon.com/feelgoodthreads. And you need to join the giveaway tier. There's different tiers. But the giveaway tier is a good tier, man. You guys will get some quality stuff. I promise you guys that. I wouldn't have a second tier unless it actually meant something. First giveaway we had at 25 followers, and the dude ended up getting 12 paints. He got a full starter set of paints. So that was a cool thing for him, because he said that he doesn't even do customs. He does more restorations. I think Graham just mentioned he does more restorations. But he said he wanted to get into customizing. So that was perfect. I love that. You know, I love the fact that we can give something like paints away to somebody who had the intent of already getting into the customs, you know? I think that's there. Yeah, it looks like there. So y'all see the stress I gotta go through to get this damn controller done, man. I hope this guy likes his controller at the end. Imagine, he's like, yo, man, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, bro. He got that all messed up. He said Knicks, dude. Your boy said Knicks. You better talk to your boy about it, because I ain't doing any more controllers after this. This is the last one, finito. I've seen some people painting with Posca markers on this stuff, and I was thinking maybe I should do that. But then I thought, wait a minute, what if the Poscas don't actually really stick on here? I don't have enough experience with that, you know? And so I don't want to take a shortcut and then end up this thing messing up on dude. And I've got to redo the controllers for him. That would not be a good look. See if I could scoot this Gucci over a little bit. Get over a little bit, buddy. There you go. Should be around there. Alright, so again guys, expect a little bit of overspray. I mean, this is going to be part of the game. So I got to just buck up and be ready to clean up anything that we got to just clean up. I mean, it's just, this is a pretty good, I think, layout of the stencil. And so now comes the fun part. We're going to make sure that this gets done right. Jesus, I'm doing it. I'm like, man, gotta check through, gotta run through, GG, star, but it's missing that thing, so let's put that on there. Little triangle missing. There we go. Man, I like the old school Wilsons out to the kid. I think he's going to appreciate him, man. He's a good kid, so he'll appreciate him. Alright, let's jump on this one here. Again, just a bunch of little triangles I'm missing. Take them off and place them in spots that look like they would fit. This is not difficult. This is not difficult. Yeah, Sky High, I appreciate that again, man. I'm just kind of looking over the comments. Flag School, I appreciate you, doggy. I think we even linked you up, I think, in the, there's a Facebook group when you needed some additional help. I think Carl's Customs isn't on today, but I was helping him with the patcher, his patcher machine as well. He's having a little bit of issues with, I think, tension. And, you know, so we try our best to bring each other up. So the Patreon community is just a different kind of community. I really have a lot of respect for you guys, man. And it seemed, you know, what's funny is that I didn't know like what the crowd would be like. A lot of you guys seem to be like working professionals, which is cool. I like that. Some of you have children, some of you don't. But it's cool to see the different mix of people, and when we have some kind of a question that everyone can kind of chime in. I didn't know that this community would grow like that, though. That's what's cool. That it just became a product of just natural occurrence, you know? That's an amazing positive thing. Alright, y'all, I'm starting to get that anxiety. We got to start painting something. This is getting to be a little boring for me. And I'm sure you guys are getting a little tired of me doing this too. So let's mask off. Let's mask off. Again, I'm just pressing, you know, I'm pressing things down that I feel like just needs that extra attention. I'm missing a big old triangle there. I don't know where that went. So we got to figure out where that one went. This one here looks a little off. Maybe I could put him here. I think this one should have been scooted up a little bit. Okay, that looks good on the top. So let's run through, you know, just make sure that everything looks okay before we actually start painting stuff. Boy, we got a bunch of specs, and I can only get into so much of the specs and get things right. I did mess up on a Gucci little logo here, so let me grab another Gucci. Let's see, it's this G that we messed up on here, right? So let's replace it. Pick it up. Alright. And we'll place this guy down. So you replace a logo. I think what I'll do is I'll do it from the top down here. Cool. Got that one. Should have just knocked both of them out, huh? Let's get this one out. Okay, same deal. Just a little piece. Let's pick it up. Dope. And let's place it. This guy down. There we go. So there is definite spots that I got to look at here that need to be covered up. For example, this one here. I don't know if it's going to fit or not. But let's see if we can grab this one here and place it down. No, that's not going to fit. Okay. So certain spots I've got to just kind of be conscious of, like, and say, okay, don't spray too far down. It's not an exact science on this one, that's for sure. Look at this little G here. It can be given a little bit more love right there. Open it up a little bit. There we go. Alright guys, no matter what I do here, it's not going to be perfect. So let me just go ahead and jump on to the next spot here. Webbs, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. It's great feedback. And honestly, man, I don't think you need the validation, man. Your work's very, very clean, very professional. You have a lot of knowledge in the custom game. So I don't know if anyone's ever told you that or not, but you certainly have a lot of knowledge, bro. You should be proud of where you've come. And you know, a lot of the things that we discuss, I mean, you're already on top of it. Like when we're talking about the ironing the vinyl on nubuck instead of trying to paint the nubuck. I mean, you knew the process, man. You even knew where to get the heat vinyl and all that stuff. Told me about a different heat vinyl I never heard of. You know, so that's what's cool. I think people just need to take their time and be humble, and you'll blow up, man. It's, like I told you before, it just takes that one custom that goes viral, and all of a sudden you just start getting follower after follower, and it's an amazing feeling. But don't try to seek validation, you know. Try to seek happiness in doing this. That was my original intention, is to seek happiness and doing this for fun, you know. I love to do this. Now I do it as a job, which is kind of crazy. Before this, things were definitely different. Alright, so I've got some small curves here, y'all. Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, Flight School. I'm glad you could laugh, man. Really, a lot of the times you know, one of the things that always gets to me is I feel like, you know, a little bit of anxiety whenever I jump on. And I think that's kind of natural. The reason being, like, stuff like this. I'm like working on the middle of this and trying to instruct you guys and help you guys out in learning how to do stencil work. And what happens, the stencil goes haywire on me at the end. So I've got to sit here and recover from it, you know. But the nice and refreshing part about that is y'all can see that, you know, if you've ever had that issue before, that's happened to a lot of people. It's not just you. So don't be frustrated about it. Learn from it, grow from it. You know, you're going to become a better artist once the project is done. Alright, just trying to block off. I really don't want to do the whole overspray thing that I did last time like an idiot on the front end of this guy, so I'm trying to just block off the majority of the front end so we don't do that. See, I'm really just trying to get that little gut, like it's the guts of the back of the controller. Then we can worry about the sides. That'll kind of be, I think, my end kind of a deal. You know, we've got to still clean up the back, so bro, I wish I had known that it was going to take this long. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done this project, because honestly I did want to do a controller, so this was a cool little fun project that I thought would be also fun for you guys to kind of see, you know, if you guys have video games or if you guys are gamers. But you guys can now see the actual time it takes to complete this is not necessarily what I expected. But now I know. We ain't doing controllers no more. I better throw your IGs up. If I ever get a controller, I'm just gonna look at this list of people who threw their name in the hat and said, yo, this person does controllers, this person does. Oh no, I retired from controllers, man. Gucci and the Knicks retired me, bro. I'm good. I don't think there's an amount you could pay me now. I'd rather just I'll watch from the sidelines on your guys' excellent work on your controllers. Alright, let's try to just get this little end section here. Okay. So I basically taped the whole damn thing to Jeff's easel here. And I'm hoping we don't hit any of that front. Yeah, that was taped pretty ghetto. That was taped pretty ghetto, but you know what? We are gonna have to clean up stuff anyways. I could see some of the stencil coming up. I don't like that. That's not a great sign, because when it's going up like that, there's potential for airbrush paint to creep underneath. We're not trying to have all that, because it's going to be really a pain, dude, to clean up all that stuff. So I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, before we start this, y'all, we got to make sure that everything looks like it's pristine. We're in a good situation before we start. All right, so I think I'm going to just throw that one there. I don't know where it went. I don't see any other little small marks here, so let's just put it right there. Alright guys, the moment of truth, man. We gotta go in with the white. Let's do the same thing we did yesterday. I need a paint that's thin, and so I'm gonna jump on this one here. Yeah, you said after being in one, I found out I got a lot to learn. There's plenty to learn. The good thing is we're here to share it, right? I think I've told you guys before, this is a Jacquard airbrush color, and this is an opaque white. I want the opaque. There's also a transparent. Let's see, is this transparent over here? Might be, yeah, see, that's transparent. You don't want that. You want the one that's opaque, because it'll cover, and we want to get this print down. So again, let's press the print down. kind of like finalize that all the spots look good. Alright. You know, for me having a terrible time here in the middle, I think it came out looking okay. So now I gotta just, any other spots that I see that look like they need to be fixed, you better do that now, or forever hold your peace. That could have been better. It is what it is. I'm missing a small little piece. You know what? Duh. Just cut these little pieces out like this. Again, I'd rather have a little piece there than not. You know what I mean? So that way at least it's blocking off that little star area for me. Let's see if I could just cut a... If I see any more, let's just see if we can cut a couple of other ones here. I think I could reorganize this one to look a little bit more. Here we go. I knew that would fit somehow, some way. Alright, am I missing any other little pieces? Let's cut them out if I am. Where was that spot at? I just saw a little spot here. Here we go. Little spot there. Alright, I think that's I know I've said this a million times. I think we're good. So let's jump into it. Alright guys, so first thing first, I'm gonna drop in the white. Check my airbrush, it feels good. It's pretty much cleaned out. Ooh, come on, dude. What's your deal? Got a little fuzzy in the beginning. It's weird. Usually it comes out nice and liquidy. There you go. You guys can see now the drops. See that? So we got drops in there. We got to grab some GAC. Again, that is used for plastic, promotes adhesion and film hardness. That's exactly what I need. I need this to be nice and strong adhesive wise, and I need it to kind of lock onto the controller. So it should have that hardness onto the controller here. If I can knock this out by tomorrow, I'll be super happy, man. I'll be stoked to get this done in a loose 4 days of work. Alright, so we got that going. Before I jump into that, I'm going to put a little bit of this adhesion promoter. This is by SEM. A lot of people ask me, like, what is adhesion promoter? You see it says sand free, meaning you don't even have to sand it. And it's a wet on wet application. So what you want to do is just put a little bit of it, and it'll promote the adhesion here of this paint. Again, if you see anything that's popping up, make sure it's down. That's like an entryway for all this white paint to just creep in and get all over that base, and we don't want that. Light coat, light coat, light coat. We did this the other day, guys. Same drill. Just trying to get every piece that's exposed a nice solid white in the beginning. Pressing down any loose pieces. I don't want any loose pieces here. From a distance, guys. I'm doing this from about 12 inches here. Alright, so just give it a little bit to dry. Let me get a... Sometimes I put a fan on it, you know. The fan will help that initial first coat kind of dry out a little quicker. Again, guys, if you're doing that first coat, it's not going to be a complete white coat, yo. It'll never be like that. It'll have that mist. It'll have that just like white powder, that dust on it. And that first layer should always look something like that. As I'm going through, I'm just gonna very carefully cut through any Gucci prints that I could see that could be fixed. See one like right here, and it could certainly be shaped out a little bit, so let me just cut just a little bit there. Take off that print. Let's see if I could do the same here. Sometimes it's just too beat up to do that, so if it is, I just try to press it down, press everything down, and just again get that spot solid. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead. I'm going to do another coat. See a little spot I missed, so let me just cover it. It's not big, but it's good enough to say, dang, could have just covered it. So there it is. Same deal, I'm going to just grab the adhesion promoter. Y'all notice it's not a lot. I'm not soaking it, just a little bit. I missed this little area too, so let me just mask that off. Either way, it's going to have to be fixed, but this section here needs to be masked off. Okay, it's good enough for now. Alright, let me just flip this guy around. See, I missed the whole top section here. Let me see if I could show you guys that. Y'all see that little top section? We have not put no work there, so gotta jump in there real quick. And I could see that this guy got moved. Let's move him back. It's smart to move them wherever. Oh, you know what? That wasn't too far off actually. It was just barely off. Scoot them out over a little bit. Could recover that one. That's good. Alright. You guys think there's going to be a lot of cleanup under this? I have a feeling there is. Not really happy with it, but I gotta live with it. Just trying to give this last layer here. That kind of does it on steroids, what I just did there. Releases a little bit more paint. Yeah, no, man, I'm gonna have to keep my fingers crossed for sure, Superman. Superman, man, I want to thank you, bro. You were my first person to